Emperor Zekthara had ruled the Galactic Consortium for 3 centuries, his crystalline form casting prismatic shadows across the throne room of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion. In all that time, no species had dared challenge his authority. The scattered worlds either submitted willingly or were crushed beneath the weight of his armadas. So when the primitive signals from the 3rd planet of an unremarkable yellow star reached his communication arrays, he barely glanced at them. The intercepted transmissions were chaotic, fragments of something called music, moving images of bipedal creatures engaged in violence, and endless streams of data that seemed to serve no purpose. The species called themselves humans, and their messages had been broadcasting into space for decades. Primitive, Zekthara dismissed with a gesture of his 6-jointed arm. Ignore them. They'll either destroy themselves or remain irrelevant. His tactical advisor, General Mordoun, shifted nervously. My Emperor, our xenobiologists suggest these humans show unusual adaptability. Perhaps we should... Silence. The Emperor's voice resonated through the chamber like breaking glass. I have conquered 17,000 star systems. I will not waste resources on a single world of primitives. But Admiral Sarah Chen had been listening. For months, the human intelligence networks had been tracking the consortium's communications, decoding their languages, and studying their technology. What they discovered both terrified and inspired them. The galaxy was ruled by an empire that saw Earth as beneath notice. They think we're primitives, Chen told the assembled war council in the hidden lunar base. They've been intercepting our broadcasts for years, cataloging us like we're some curiosity in a zoo. President Martinez leaned forward. What do you recommend, Admiral? Chen's smile was predatory. We use their arrogance against them. They're not taking us seriously, which means they're not protecting themselves from us. The plan was audacious in its simplicity. While Zekthara's attention was focused on crushing a rebellion in the Andromeda sector, human infiltration teams would slip aboard his vessels using technology reverse-engineered from captured consortium probes. The humans had discovered something the Emperor's species lacked, an intuitive understanding of chaos theory and adaptive programming. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez found himself floating in the maintenance shaft of a consortium dreadnought, his heart pounding as alien voices echoed through the corridors. The translation device in his ear converted their crystalline tones into comprehensible words. The Emperor grows impatient with the Andromedan resistance, one voice said. Perhaps we should demonstrate our power by obliterating a few primitive worlds. The human's world is conveniently located, another replied. A single bombardment would serve as an excellent example. Rodriguez's blood ran cold. Earth wasn't just being ignored. It was being considered for target practice. Working quickly, he accessed the ship's central computer through a maintenance port. Human programmers had developed something the consortium had never encountered. Adaptive AI that learned and evolved in real time. The virus Rodriguez uploaded didn't just infect the ship's systems, it began rewriting them. Across the galaxy, similar insertions were taking place. On 47 ships of the line, human agents were introducing digital chaos into the ordered perfection of consortium technology. Emperor Zekthara first noticed something was wrong when his flagship's navigation systems began displaying impossible readings. "What is the meaning of this?" he demanded, as stars on the holographic display started dancing in spirals. "Unknown malfunction, my Emperor," his chief technician stammered. "The computers appear to be learning patterns we didn't program." The Emperor's crystalline features darkened. Fix it, immediately. But across his fleet, similar malfunctions were spreading. Ships began changing course without orders. Weapon systems started targeting each other instead of enemy vessels. Communications arrays broadcast human music, specifically a song called Never Gonna Give You Up, on all frequencies. Admiral Chen watched from the bridge of humanity's first starship, hastily constructed in Earth's orbit using stolen consortium technology. Phase 2, she ordered. The virus had done more than cause malfunctions. It had been learning, adapting, and most importantly, networking. Every infected ship was now connected through a quantum communication web that the consortium couldn't detect or block. And at the center of this web sat human controllers who understood something the Empire had forgotten. Sometimes, chaos was more powerful than order. Your Majesty. General Morden's voice cracked as he delivered the report. 70% of our fleet is no longer responding to our commands. They're obeying signals from the human world. Emperor Zekthara's form began to glow with rage. Impossible! They're primitives! Not anymore, came a new voice from the communication array. Admiral Chen's image appeared on the main screen, her expression calm but determined. Your Majesty, I believe you've been ignoring our signals for quite some time. The Emperor's 6 eyes focused on the human with deadly intensity. You dare address me directly, creature? I dare do more than that, Chen replied. Right now, your own ships are preparing to escort you to Earth for unconditional surrender. You see, while you were busy being superior, we were busy being human, which means we cheat, we adapt, and we never, ever give up. As if to emphasize her point, the Eternal Dominion's engines suddenly roared to life, turning the massive vessel toward the small blue world that had just conquered an empire without firing a single shot. Zekthara slumped in his throne, finally, understanding what his xenobiologists had tried to tell him. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their numbers. It was their refusal to accept that anything was impossible. Well played, humans, he whispered, as Earth grew larger. In the view screen, well played indeed.